It's like an old man in Viagra. You know, I need my Viagra, which is our intro song, Jared. That's a perfect comparison. It wasn't it?
It really gets you started. If you podcast for more than 4 hours, call a doctor.
Please contact your medical assistant, your medical professional. That's right.
It is very dangerous.
Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable Podcast. We are here recording episode 158, and today we will be talking about some New Year's traditions and New Year's resolutions around the globe. So if you are curious about where they haul empty suitcases around the street, stay tuned and you can find out. If you're curious which country will eat 12 grapes before the ball drops, stay tuned and you will find out all of this exciting information. And maybe you can implement a few new traditions in your own New Year celebrations to bring in the new year with style and I don't know, and just kind of have a fun multicultural evening for New Year's. And we'll also be talking about some New Year's resolutions today as well. So in case you need some new ones, or if you want to think, well, maybe I don't need some New Year's resolutions, this is the episode for you. So without further ado, my co-host and my good buddy Jared. What's going on, Jared?
Hello. I resolved to lose weight, gain muscle, but most importantly, gain podcast listeners. But really, spread a little love. That starts with you people. And please spread a little love by following us on Instagram, the namesake of the podcast. I'll bet you could find it. Our podcast is called Untranslatable Podcast. Twitter, Untranslatable1, the number 1. But really 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. If my resolution doesn't come true, well, let's not talk about that. But really, I'm more of a New Year's goal person, you know. I'm goal-oriented. I don't hate resolutions. Before we started recording, you assumed that I would hate resolutions, and it's a good guess. You know, I'm a real grumpy person. But I don't hate resolutions. I just don't make them, and I don't make them because I think I'm better than them. It's more just because it might even be just because it's like I might not even do these. So, you know, why am I going to make these sweeping resolutions just to disappoint myself? That's not fair. That's fear. How are you doing, Chad? Hey, I have a question for you.
I'm doing good.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you. When you're in, you live in China. Do you ever, and you plan on staying there for an extended period of time, you know, at least, a year and a half to 2 years, 2 years, I guess you could say. Do you ever get nervous about your not safety on like a, you know, getting mugged or kind of thing, but your safety as an American abroad in China, or like your safety? I ask.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I ask because, you know, there's been issues with the NBA and all that stuff, and then also recently I just read something about TV there pulling an Arsenal game because Ursula was speaking out about China, and now listen, I'm not trying to get you got or anything, but I am curious if hearing those sort of news stories, because I am sure you see these things, make you nervous or uncomfortable as an expat foreigner, you know?
Not really, no. And maybe that's a stupid stance to have.
Ignorance
maybe
is bliss,
be worried about
and I love you for that. No, I'm kidding.
Right. Well, I think the thing is, as long as I am not rocking the boat in any way here, politically or whatever, I think it should be fine.
Right. That's fair.
I really do. Yeah. And you know, I don't talk politics when I teach. I don't talk religion when I teach. That was a little awkward actually 2 weeks ago. Last week when I was doing an English corner or a conversation hour, my students asked me some questions about the differences between Protestants and Catholics. And I mean, I knew the answer, but I straight up told them, I said, I'm not qualified to answer this because in China, I believe the only people that are allowed to talk about religion and teach about religion are religious experts. which I am not. And I don't know who that would be. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
someone with
you're
like a
definitely not a
PhD in
religious
theology.
expert.
Yeah, no, by no means. And they asked me, why there have been like conflicts between Protestants and Catholics. And the thing I told them is I just said they have different beliefs related to Christianity, which I think that's fine to say.
I mean, that's how every war starts, but yeah.
Right, exactly.
They had differences that they had to work out through violence.
Exactly.
What's their...
So I think as
What's
long
the question?
as... Right, exactly. I think as long as as we say in the States, as long as I stay in my lane while I'm here in China, I think it should be fine.
You betcha.
And, I think that so far it's been really good. I've learned a lot from my colleagues. I was in Beijing over the weekend for a workshop. We had over 150 teachers at this workshop. So this has been probably the biggest audience I have had so far in China. And it was really great.
Wait, say that number again. Say that number again.
Over 150.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the Beijing American Center, which was great.
Can you feel that? Like, is there more tension for you, or are you just like it's just the same thing?
Same thing. It's just
even
more
beforehand
difficult because I try to do even beforehand. Yeah, I try
feel
to
like
do
I
very
feel it beforehand.
interactive presentations.
I feel like
Really?
I feel it beforehand, but then as soon as I get out there, and I start going, it doesn't really make any difference to me.
Well, the way the workshop was set up or the seminar was set up was we started at 9 a.m. and ended at 4:30. I was actually the closer. I was the last one to give a presentation, and I helped.
Yes.
I think I helped my colleagues like pass out materials and different stuff like that. So I think because I was doing some of those things as well, it kind of already got me acclimated to the climate or the situation. But I don't really get nervous speaking in front of people. It could be 150 people. I think. I'm trying to think of a scenario. I think I could honestly speak in front of a couple thousand people, and I still wouldn't be that nervous.
Regular Joel Osteen over here.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, it really? Wow. I mean, I guess it's not that I could or couldn't. It's that I never even considered that to be a possibility in my life. I mean, I the most in my job, the most people I have ever had to present to. In I guess my 6 years since I've been out of college, maybe I don't know, 30 to 40 people, 50 people maybe at the most.
I mean,
and also it also helps that I sometimes when that happens, say 5 to 10 of them might be on the phone too. That helps too. Those people don't exist.
Okay. I think my biggest gig I ever played, I think we had an attendance of over 500. I think.
All right, here, regular Jimi Hendrix.
I don't know about that. Speaking though of
Joel
guitar
Hendrix.
players, Jared, did you hear the news about the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
They split up?
No,
I didn't hear the news.
Frusciante
I just guessed.
is rejoining the Chili Peppers. John Frusciante is the one who wrote a lot of their big hits: "Under the Bridge," "Californication."
When was
Stadium Arcadium album?
When did he leave? After Stadium Arcadium?
Yeah, after Stadium Arcadium, then they got another guitar player named Josh Klinghoffer. Stadium Arcadium is a great album.
It's a double album. Is that the double album?
It is. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. So Josh Klinghoffer took his place, and although Josh is a great guitar player and musician, in my opinion, it just wasn't the same. He just doesn't bring that level of intensity and funkiness and just... Yeah.
Listen, I was a casual Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, and I'm not saying it had anything specifically to do with him leaving, but I definitely started losing interest after Stadium Arcadium. Whatever album came after that, was it Danny California?
No, that was on Stadium Arcadium.
Oh, okay. Whatever album came after that, I listened. See, that kind of shows you. I listened to, but honestly, I never really cared much after that, and I didn't even know about.
Yeah,
this.
I didn't get that into it either. Yeah, so for me as a guitar player, I'm super excited to hear about this. It's great news. I'm curious to see, what their next
Is there any
album will be
insights
like.
into how they mended the friendship or the
I'm not sure. Well,
relationship?
I don't know. I don't think he left for personal reasons, as in there were issues within the band. I think he left to focus more on his own solo
trying to
projects.
do my own thing.
exactly. And his solo music is very, very different than the stuff that they produce as a band. Very,
I can
very
imagine
different.
that.
Yeah.
Is it like more? Is it like deeper? Weirder.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if I like the term weirder, but it's more, I would
But
say
it's
maybe more
weirder.
experimental. That's the way I would put it. Jared will say weirder. I'll say experimental.
That's very political of you. Chad, no one's hiring you for hiring. No one's voting for you for president. Relax, okay?
Maybe I want to be the president of the John Frusciante Red Hot Chili Peppers Club, Jared. You don't know.
Ooh, you know what? I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that happening.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right. But yeah, so I think that's pretty great news. Other than that, Jared, I have my Christmas and my New Year's shopping all finished. And I say New Year's shopping. So here's the thing.
I haven't
Speaking
even
of
not
New
even done
Year's
with my Christmas
traditions,
shopping.
Here's the thing about traditions. So in Russia, I'll be celebrating New Year's with my girlfriend who is Russian, and also with her sister and a couple other friends who are also. He's from Belarus. He's not from Russia, but they have some similar New Year's customs and traditions. And so they actually exchange gifts and have a Christmas tree for New Year's, not for Christmas in
That's
Russia.
what we
so
call
that's
a lazy
interesting.
neighbor here in the United States.
You just alienated all of our Russian listeners, Jared. They're going to be sending you angry messages. You're
I
gonna see
alienated my
messages
own
from
family
Igor
too,
and-
so
there you go. But yeah, so but the funny thing is too though, Jared, I watched a Russian New Year's movie called Yolki, which is Russian for Christmas trees. Or New Year's trees, I guess.
movie. So it's like a real.
Yeah.
It's a bigger deal there than it is here in the United States.
Yes.
Because
And
here
it
it's just
was
like an excuse to
fantastic.
get drunk and elbow people in bars.
Right. I think in Russia the excuse to getting drunk is definitely still there, but other things I'm not so sure. But so I feel very accomplished now that I've got my Christmas and New Year shopping all done. So I'm happy about that. Excited to have some tasty, this is a little early for New Year's traditions and resolutions, but in Russia, they have lots of tasty different types of salads. So like potato salad. Some of them are seafood. I'm not a big seafood guy, but you know what, Jared? Bringing in the new year, I'm going to try some new things. I'm going to give them a try. We'll see how they are.
I like that. Is this going to be your first time trying seafood in a while?
Yeah. I had a couple bites of my girlfriend's salmon pasta a few weeks ago, and that was actually super tasty. So
Salmon's
who knows,
good. I had
Jared?
salmon
might
today
be
for
coming
dinner.
around.
Now, are you just doing that because you're going to be around her family?
Well, I'm a little bit, but I'm doing it more so because I want to try it. Generally speaking, I don't like seafood, but who knows? Maybe I'm getting older. Maybe my taste buds are changing. We'll see.
I'll say this: I've been my girlfriend. She's mainly vegetarian. She eats some seafood though, or I guess like you call it a pescatarian. But anyway, she's exposed me to a lot of tofus and fake meats that I would have been happy not trying. But sometimes I'm like, oh, that's not bad. Other times I'm like, I don't need this in my life. Why are you forcing this on me?
Right.
But I am happy for you for trying new things, and I think I think it's easy. As a current picky eater, I think sometimes you'll be shocked if you even just slightly open your doors a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree 100%.
So are you willing to go back to salmon and order it? Maybe not in China, but when you come back to the U.S. or something?
See, that's the thing.
If I cooked you salmon...
See, that's the thing. I liked it, but I don't know if I would. If I went to a restaurant, I would order a salmon dish. Like if someone was having some and they offered me a couple bites, I would for sure take it.
What if I was serving a
Uh-huh.
meal where the meat was salmon, so it was a hunk of salmon, and I said, "Here you go, Chad, enjoy."
I'd try. I'd give it a try.
Without the evil smile at the end.
The question is, are you going to be offended if I don't eat all of it?
Yes, very.
Okay. All right. Well, am I allowed to use a sauce with it, or is the sauce cheating? Do you eat salmon with sauce?
You can. I don't. I season
Okay.
it. I season it salt and pepper. Sometimes I'll do like a balsamic, but I haven't done that in a while. But it's not. But I definitely will do that from time to time. But I won't do like I never like anything heavier than like a balsamic and olive oil kind of situation.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. I'll keep that
Nice.
in mind next time you come over.
There we go. There we go.
Do you want a
yeah, and I
Spread a
think
little love?
I do.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
do.
cut you off.
You're good. You're good. We'll talk about it later.
I was trying to be an efficient podcaster. I'm sorry.
I feel you. Don't worry. So I have 3 shout-outs for us today, Jared. My
Wow,
first
look at
one
that.
goes out to California because they have reached a new milestone. They have had 1 million solar roofs. What's really amazing is that the initiative was to build 3 gigawatts of rooftop solar throughout the state. The program actually met its goal in 2015, and the market has continued to grow. Today, California consumers have installed nearly 9 gigawatts of local solar
It's
energy.
gigawatts.
Threefold. Is it?
No, I'm
is
kidding.
it
I don't know.
Are you sure?
No, I'm
Pretty sure it's
I don't know.
gigawatts, my man.
Probably. I'm just kidding.
Unless you're Jay-Z, then it might be gigawatts. But I think here it's gigawatts. And brought about the Million Solar Roofs Initiative, launched in 2006 with Senate Bill Number 1, authorized by former State Senator Kevin Murray. So right here, the 9 gigawatts of solar energy is the size equivalent of 6 large natural gas power plants, generate more than 13 billion kilowatt hours of clean electricity each year by avoiding 22 million tons of CO2 and 16,000 tons of smog-forming pollutants, over 350 billion cubic feet of natural gas, and bypassing expensive and aging utility infrastructure. So shout out to California. I think that's awesome. And what's interesting is there was an interview I watched of Elon Musk. I believe he was either in Hong Kong or Taiwan. I don't remember. And one of the participants asked him if he thought that China could eliminate its air pollution issues. And he said, easily. He said, if you just installed solar power, solar panels, China could easily do this. And I'll tell you, man, the air quality here has not been great the last couple days. Yesterday, I was walking around. I took a couple pictures. I'll send them your way right now, Jared.
Those pictures you sent me whenever that was last time are like it's like some Walking Dead shit. Like, it is creepy. It's like,
don't worry. I'm sending you a couple more.
Oh my gosh.
Couple of meat in them as well. So there you go. All right, coming your way. Take a look.
Or your silhouette, I guess.
Got my mask on.
All right. Oh, yes. Oh, you know how to get me going.
Check out our Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast, and you can see some of these pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
These are
so
pretty
good.
wild.
I love this.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, you got some good shit to look forward to. Oh my gosh, this is so creepy.
Yeah. It is. It's eerie. And those pictures were taken at like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Most people are wearing masks, or most young
Nope.
people? No.
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Yep, it is. It is.
Were you
shout out
walking?
to-
Were you walking where there was no one else? I'm looking at these pictures.
So that's the
There
thing.
is no one.
That's why I took that picture. There were people. You can't see them because the smog is so thick.
Now you got to zoom in and you
Yeah.
can see like the outlines of people. Still, that's a huge expanse of space.
Yep. It is.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
those
shout out
other
to
pictures, there's a
California.
bunch of people.
Yeah. See?
Oh, wow.
Pretty crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
and solar panels, especially in a place like China where they're building a lot of new construction, seems like a sort of an obvious thing to do. Like, the expense is low, especially when you're talking about building new skyscrapers, for example. And
Right.
it's a great way to offset energy usage without any really much extra effort.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. So shout out to California. My next one
You betcha.
goes out to a Chief U.S. Navy Counselor, Grant Konbalinov, I think that's how you say his last name, who set up this really amazing, foundation or organization. He launched Operation Send Sailors Home, so some junior sailors don't have to be without their loved ones for the holidays. And he said, I quote, "It can be hard during the holidays, especially for junior sailors. For some of them, this might be the first time being gone. We want to make the holiday season a bit easier." So he spread the word via social media that the organization was seeking sailors who needed help paying for a trip home during the holidays. I asked for nominations and for as many people to share the post as possible. Once we had a pool of people, we assigned them all a number and randomly picked them. Some of the sailors chosen had already had plane tickets, so we just reimbursed what they paid. Others that couldn't afford the help, we sent $200 each to buy Christmas gifts. In total, we were able to buy 3 plane tickets and send 2 other sailors money for Christmas presents. So I think this is really great. This is a great effort.
Yes.
And I hope this organization continues to grow. I think that, especially for people who say that we need to support our troops, which I do agree with, I think we not only need to support our troops, but we also need to provide them opportunities to promote their mental health, to allow them to spend time with their friends and family whenever possible. And I think this is a great foundation. So we are sending a lot of love to Grant, or as they call him in the Navy, Chief Khan. So we thank you for being so generous and taking your time and energy to set up something like this, which is really amazing.
Yeah.
Jared, the holiday season is upon us. I have one last shout out today that goes out to a gentleman named Adam Diaz, who is a businessman who he ended up giving back so much to his community in Pennsylvania, I'm going to try to say this here, Jared, Susquehanna County. He returned to his former school.
I've heard of that before.
To give students a special gift. So the gymnasium inside Mountain View Elementary has turned into a shoe store this week, as boxes upon boxes of sneakers and boots were given to students who attend the school. They did not realize they were going to come and pick out a really nice, good quality shoe for absolutely free. Some of her students here are very in need, so it was really nice to see. Each student was fitted for a pair of sneakers or boots. They were able to pick out on their own to take home with them free of charge, thanks to a former Mountain View student. So I think this is great, giving back to these students. And some of these kids may need a new pair of shoes or boots for the winter. So we thank you, Adam Diaz. We think it's great that you're giving back.
I love that.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah. You betcha.
So, Jared, I think you know what time it is.
I think I do too, Chad.
Ooh. Oh, there we go.
It's the untranslatable owl, the owl that signifies. We talk about untranslatables, idioms, sayings, proverbs, other things that mean those things that don't really make any sense. My first one is Portuguese. I got this from the Untranslatable Co. Not all of mine came from there, just this one. Muita areia pro su caminho ozinho. Too much sand for your tiny truck.
It means you're like in over your head, in above your head.
No. But
you're not qualified?
No, but you're on the right track. It's not that you're not qualified for something. It's that maybe you don't like your truck is not the right truck to hold all that sand. Like your truck has no business holding all of that sand. You think you're playing with us F-250s over here? That's too much sand for your tiny truck.
So that's like your...
Leave the big boy hauling up to the big boys.
Is that what that means? So you're
no,
like...
It's something that's...
You're in
no,
the
it doesn't
wrong
mean...
place.
It doesn't mean leave the big boy hauling up to the big boys.
What does it mean, Jared? What does it mean?
It means something that's too good for you.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, Jared, I changed it up today. I actually... This is maybe going to be scandalous, but I do not have any Chinese untranslatables today. But I do have 2 Colombian ones, because we're going to talk about a Colombian New Year's tradition, which I thought was interesting. And so caught my interest with Colombian Spanish. So here we go. Se nos creció el enano, which means the dwarf grew up.
The dwarf grew up. It means like you overcoming a fear.
Nope.
The dwarf grew up.
I would say if the dwarf grew up, Jared, you might have some more fear.
The dwarf grew up. Or it's like your fears came to, I have no idea where to even begin with this.
So let me try to give you an example. So the dwarf grew up would be like, maybe I decide not to clean up my apartment, right? And then I just keep putting it off and putting it off. And then you come visit me and you see my dirty apartment and you're like, oh, Chad, the dwarf got bigger.
Oh, it's like it's getting out of hand.
It basically means that the problem is getting out of hand.
Oh, like it's not just it's getting out of hand, but specifically like a problem is getting out of hand.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
My next untranslatable is Danish, and it's Saerden ged barbere. And it means now that goat has been shaved. Hold on. Now that goat has been shaved. There we go. I just needed the right inflection.
Now that goat has been... Is it like, all right, problem solved, we're done. All right.
Work here
Nice.
is done. Problem solved. Yes.
There we go. Nice. Okay.
Well, see,
Nice.
And I think the tone really helped with that. I think that makes a big difference. Now that goat has been
absolutely.
shaved versus now that goat's been shaved.
That's, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And the hands was perfect.
All right, my last one for you today is Colombian Spanish as well, Jared, and it is Tengo un filo que si me agacho, me corto.
Hold on.
Which means Tengo un filo que si me agacho, me corto.
Something about you have, I don't know. You have something.
This means they will cut themselves if they bend over.
They will cut themselves if they bend over. Mm-hmm. Or it's like don't play yourself. Or it's like don't get in over your head. Or like watch your back. Or don't.
Nope. Let me give you an example, Jared. So, for a lot of New Year's traditions, I would say that most people will not cut themselves if they bend over because there's a lot of food involved with New Year's traditions.
They will not cut themselves. I don't even
So
know
if you
what
don't
the
have
hell
any
that...
food, you might cut yourself if you bend over.
Oh, pass out?
Means to be very hungry. Very hungry.
Really? Cut yourself?
Yeah.
When you bend over is hungry? Mm-hmm. I don't know where that
really
came
hungry.
From. All right, I have one more. Hold on, I have one more.
Either.
I have one more. Mine is Venezuelan Spanish. And it is llegar de arroquero. Llegar de arroquero.
Which means?
Coming as a rice farmer.
Is that like pretending to be someone you're not?
You're very close. Maybe you attend an event as a rice farmer.
So are you like being
Maybe
being
you
like
come
an
to
imposter?
Maybe you're coming to a party as a rice farmer.
Going incognito? I have no idea. What is it?
People attending parties they're not invited to.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, Jared,
no one asked for a rice
speaking of attending
farmer.
parties they're not invited to, you might not want to do that on New Year's.
That explains my New Year's. Oh,
Right.
do you first of all, I want to talk about our personal New Year's resolutions, traditions, whatever that might be. Do you have any, do you like to set New Year's resolutions? Do you write them down? Do you have them in your head?
I haven't done New Year's resolutions probably in at least 4 to 5 years.
Everything's going perfect
But-
for you, huh?
I don't know if I'd say. I mean, things are going good. I can't complain.
good.
I'm very grateful to be where I'm at. But I think this year I might need to change it up. And I like your idea, though, having some goals for 2020 instead of...
Yes.
Because I feel like a lot of New Year's resolutions are like, I want to lose 5 pounds.
Or it's
I
like...
don't want to drink any Coca-Cola,
How am I going to, like, change my life? Or, like, how am I going to, like... Right. I need to fix something in my life. I need to get rid of something or include something in my life. Where it's like, I don't even know if it's that. Where it's like... Where do I want it? Where do I see myself at the end of this year? How do I like to? How could I improve myself? I've been saying, and I still feel like I stand by this. It's just I want to get ripped, but I don't know. Like I feel like I
want to get ripped.
Yes, but I feel like I need to get a trainer.
Probably
because
Definitely
I don't
helps.
know.
Trainer
I don't
or
know.
Gym buddy.
Well, it's probably easier to hire someone than get a buddy. So I'm gonna assume I'm gonna go with the trainer, and
for you maybe.
Well, yeah, this is for me. And I'm serious about this. I want to do this now, and so like I just don't know how to go about doing this. Like, do I just show up at the gym and be like, "Hey, hook me up with the trainer"?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right.
Or just find the most jacked dude in the gym. And mid-set, just go like, tap him on the shoulder, be like, "Hey, buddy." Don't do it mid-set; he'll get pissed. But afterwards, be like, "Hey, buddy, I want to." Just tell him, "Can I work in? Can I work in a set?" You probably won't be able to lift what he's lifting.
What does that mean?
But it means like, "Can I?" So if he's doing like bench press, and you're like, "Can I work in?" That means you also will do the same weight that he's doing. So don't do that. You might die.
Well, I was going to say, this is how I get him to train me by pulling or straining a muscle.
Okay, so you want to get ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to start lifting the weights, my man. That's
I know.
the only way you can really do that.
Oh, I know.
Why didn't you have this? Why didn't you have this when we were still in college together?
I don't know, man.
So jacked, I think, the two of us.
I'm starting to feel. I feel like self-conscious about not even. I don't want to even say my size because it's not like a height thing. Like I'm not. But I don't know. But I was having a conversation with my parents or with my dad, I guess, when I was home for Thanksgiving when he was driving me to the airport, and he was asking me what kind of exercise I do, and I told him I sometimes go to yoga, and I was like, even that's kind of a lie. I used to, but I don't even really do that anymore. I told him this. I wasn't lying to him.
Right.
Right. That's just about going to church. But I right. But I was like, but yeah, I really have to do something. And he recommended orange therapy. It's a great mix of like strength and cardio. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Nice. I'll look into that. But then I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to get ripped, and I want to do cardio too. But I can do that in my own time. True. But I really, especially if I like have a membership at the place where I'm getting trained, I can get on a treadmill, or I can get on a bike or whatever. But True. I want to, and not ripped. Like I don't want to look like a fucking freak, but I want to have some definition.
I will tell you, Jared.
I want to have the D'Angelo
you'll be able to look. There you go. There will be no way you'll be able to look like a freak unless you train for over 6 to 7 years. If you stay natural, stay natural, it'll take you so long.
Listen, I'm willing to do whatever.
By the time you're a freak, you won't even think you're a freak because it just looks normal to you at that point.
Right. Because it'll be such a progression.
Right.
All right, that's good news.
Yeah,
not gonna get ripped anytime soon.
That's a good resolution.
I was concerned.
For me, I just want to start to work out more, and for me, I also want to gain back that.
How can you do that? Do you know it? Do you have access to a gym?
I got my weights right behind me, buddy. I got dumbbells. I'm just gonna try to do stuff at home. There is a gym on campus, but like it takes me 25 minutes to walk to campus. I don't know if they even have showers in the gym. They're going to have to walk back. It's a whole ordeal. So I think it's just better for me to, especially with my teaching. We'll have to see. I'm probably just going to do stuff with dumbbells at home. What I can tell you, though, Jerry, is if you join a gym, if you want to get ripped, if you focus on compound movements, which are movements that involve more than one muscle group, that's the best way to do it. So if you stick with deadlifts, bench press, shoulder press, and squats, those 4 compound movements, also pull-ups and chin-ups are great. you'll get ripped. You do those and you keep increasing your weight, you will get ripped over time.
So, okay, that's good to know. But because you're telling me how to do them, and I can look up what these exercises are, would you still recommend that I have someone there training me on how to do them, especially as a beginner?
I would say since you're a beginner, absolutely.
It's kind of similar, like
incorrectly.
It's kind of similar, like when I started learning piano, where it's like, yeah, I can tell that I'm learning things here, but I can also tell that I'm learning things wrong. Like I'm not
correct.
I'm not doing this. Correct. Like I can tell that I could be learning more efficiently if I was actually someone was telling me how to do it rather than me just kind of guessing at it.
Right. Well, I would say you should have a trainer for a few reasons. One, to teach you proper form, which is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Two, when you have a trainer, especially if you're lifting free weights, you have a spotter, which is very important. And when you don't have a spotter, you tend to plateau a lot because you're not able to push yourself as much, right? So I remember I did a free workout with a personal trainer in East Lansing. And I was still lifting weights 3 times a week. And I was so sore after that workout because he really pushed me. Like he put on more weight than I was used to. And I mean, he helped me with the last 2 or 3 reps. But still, that extra push is really what makes your muscles grow and makes you a lot stronger and bigger. So good. I will tell you, for me, one of my goals for 2020 is I would like to do some research while I'm here in China and publish that research with some type of academic journal. I think that would be really fantastic. I already have an idea. How do you go about
do you want it to be China's about something China related?
What I would like to do is I would like to do students' perceptions on classroom participation in China. Because I've noticed that unless I call on my students, like my students will participate in terms of group work. They will absolutely do that, and they're happy to do that. But when I want them to answer my questions, they will not answer unless I call on them. And so I want to investigate why that is. I have a few theories why, but yeah, so that's one of my goals.
Do you know how to?
One of my goals.
Do you know how to? Can I? I'm sorry. I don't mean to stop you.
No. Ask
do you know
questions.
How to? Like, what's the process? Like, you're not doing like. This is not a scientific experiment where you can post a hypothesis and prove that hypothesis. How do you go about doing this research and presenting it as a complete study?
So there are a couple different types of research. You have things like qualitative, you have quantitative, there are some other ones. But this would be more or less a qualitative study because I'm asking for students' opinions and their thoughts. So I mean, I do have a hypothesis. My hypothesis is that Chinese students don't overly participate because of just some aspects here of Chinese culture. Like being humble is a very important tenet of Chinese culture. And so if you're constantly like, oh, I know the answer, you're not being very humble. So that's kind of looked down upon. Another reason here in China is there's this idea of face. And face is basically like your social standing among your peers. And so if you raise your hand and you answer a question incorrectly, you kind of lose face. So I think that's another reason. So I want to investigate and hear students' opinions why.
I'm sure the test, like the fact that like they're very test-based has something to do with it too, where it's like kind of focused on just getting the information, you know? It's not really about discussion. It's like, what's the information I need to know also for the test? Exactly.
Another potential idea I have is I would also like to research with my younger students and find out what their own perceptions of their English abilities are. Because I think a lot of my students, I think students a lot of times very inaccurately place their skill level. So, for example, I have some students who think they're terrible at English. Their English is actually pretty good. And then sometimes you have the inverse where other students will think their English is great and it's really bad. So I think that would be really fascinating to research and find out about that. So that's one of my goals. Another one of my goals, I haven't weighed my weight probably since my senior year of college, which was in 2014. So wow, almost 6 years now. Pretty crazy.
You haven't weighed. But you've been to a doctor, haven't you?
Yeah, but I've weighed more. I haven't
Okay.
weighed. I weigh
excuse me.
176 pounds right now. I have not weighed 176 pounds since 2014.
I misunderstood you. When you said wage your weight, I thought you meant like you weighed yourself.
No, keep this weight. So I would like to.
I gotcha.
Actually, be honest, Jared. In an ideal world, I'd like to be about 178 to 180 of muscle. If I had some more muscle, then I'd be okay with weighing a little bit more. I can tell you I've lost some muscle in my arms and my back. My clothes are fitting a lot looser now. But I'd like to stay around 175 to 180.
See, you should be in Michigan because I feel like I can help you with the diet aspect, and you can help me with the weightlifting aspect. You know,
That's true. That is true.
we could
When I'm back this summer.
Yeah, live with me. Actually, I should live with you.
got a
have
spare
the-
bedroom.
You have the gym.
That's
though.
true. We have the gym. That is
and
true.
you have a spare bedroom too.
That's also true.
See you, Sydney. I'm
Very
going
true.
to live with Chad for the summer.
What other goals do you have for this new year or this for 2020?
Some stupid podcast related stuff.
I wouldn't call that stupid. I'd call that fantastic.
And then other than that, I'd say there's like professional related stuff. You know, it's mostly just. Okay. I think a big one for me that is really starting to set in with me that is not even the actually doing work aspect and the delivering on the job aspect. It's the soft skills, your communication, your relationship with colleagues. Hey Jim, how's the family? That kind of BS.
So how are you going about
so
achieving
far
those
not
goals?
great. So far not great.
Well, it's not 2020 yet, so you're good. We haven't even started, Jared.
That's the trick. Just don't do anything until the next year.
Until 2020. That's right. And then if it's January 4th and you
Ignore it.
haven't done your resolutions, wait till next year.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know because it's just like it's not even a recognition that in order to succeed in the office I need this. I get that. It's overcoming like it's overcoming like my personality and years of just ingrained like what's been ingrained into my personality, you know? And it's just like don't start random conversations has sort of been ingrained into me. But it's just like I can't just go around not knowing people that maybe I don't work with but are in my department, you know? Or sit right next to me, but just because I never have meetings with them or I don't work with them, I don't even know I don't even know if we know each other's name, you know?
Right. Yeah, well,
So-
I mean, a tip I would give for you, buddy, would be whenever you have that thought in the back of your head, I would say do the opposite of that. So when you have that thought like, I don't want to have this random conversation, when that thought arises, get off your damn chair and go talk to him.
I'm just
here's the other thing though too, buddy. Look, we all have insecurities. We all have flaws. You know,
Yes.
I'm definitely by no means perfect. Just look around my apartment. I need to clean this place very badly.
Don't look.
That's what happens
It's
when
not
you
that
live
bad.
alone.
It's not that bad.
But anyways, but the thing is like I think our brains are definitely hardwired to do things, and I think it takes a very conscious effort and conscious effort very often to break these kind of hardwired things we have in our brain. So yeah, one thing I've actually been trying to do is talk less. Because there's a lot of times where I want to interject in a conversation. And so the moment I feel that interjection, I just say, chill, relax, let these people talk and listen. And I've gotten a lot better at it the last couple of years. I really started doing this actually when I moved to the Czech Republic. But that was also difficult because my colleagues were asking me a lot of questions. And I think my friends and my colleagues wanted to hear my American perspective. But there were a lot of times where I had to check myself, where I was like, all right, you're talking too much. Ask some questions, listen to them. So yeah, but that's great though, Jared.
Talk
I will
less.
say it's
Talk less used to be a constant mantra I'd have for myself, especially going into like dates and stuff, where it's just like talk less, because I feel like as a defense mechanism, I go to trying to make jokes or trying to I don't know. So it's just like being able to be comfortable in silence, not have to give people a chance to speak. I struggle with that too.
Oh, absolutely.
I still struggle with
important.
that.
It's very
to be honest
important.
with you.
Right. Yeah, I think there's a lot of different goals and things that we can look forward to 2020. But, it's not, New Year's, Jared, is not only about the goals, but it's about how we bring in the new year. And as the Germans say, how we slide into the new year.
I like that.
In German, you wish someone einen guten Rutsch, which means a good slide into the new year, which I think is great. So let's talk about some New Year's traditions around the world, Jared. And my first one that I think is really great is in Spain, España, where it is customary to eat 12 grapes, one at each stroke of the clock at midnight on New Year's Eve. Each grape represents good luck for 1 month of the coming year. In bigger cities like Madrid and Barcelona, people gather in main squares to eat their grapes together and pass around bottles of cava.
Now, I wonder
I'm not sure what... Uh-huh.
Well, you're not sure what cava is?
What cava is. Yeah, no idea.
It's a kind of wine.
Okay. Should have known.
Now, it's sparkling wine. Now, they're in Europe, so their grapes most likely have seeds in it. It seems actually kind of difficult to eat 12 seeded grapes in essentially 12 seconds,
That's true. Nom, 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 nom.
I mean, I guess you could chew the seeds. They're not impenetrable, but
right.
That's
I wonder if they have like baby New Year's grapes that they have, like special ones or special seedless ones they eat for New Year's.
Yeah, it's like the maraschino cherry of grapes.
Right. For New Year's. Yeah.
All right, give me another tradition.
So my next tradition.
Do I have a question
Jared,
for you? Do you have any traditions?
Yeah.
Do you have any New Year's traditions?
Other than like watching the ball drop and like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing, not really. And last year I did not kiss anyone for New Year's. Year before that I did because I was celebrating.
I mean,
with
who
my
gives a
ex.
shit? Who gives a shit? I haven't kissed
very
someone on
important in
most
Russia,
New Year's.
Jared.
I don't think
important in Russia to kiss someone for New Year's.
Oh, is it really? Kiss me. I don't think I've ever kissed someone on New Year's. I don't think so.
You've never celebrated with a girlfriend?
I've kissed. I've like not. I was gonna make it sound like some stranger, but no. Like I've been at a party where it's like like a friend kind of thing. But I've never.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever celebrated New Year's with a significant other. No.
Okay.
What did I do
going
last
to this year?
Yes, I'll be on the road again.
Oh, first New Year's kiss for Jared. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm here on the road again, single.
Let's talk about some other countries.
Yes.
So we talked about Spain, Colombia. This is probably one of my favorite ones. In hopes of a travel-filled New Year, residents of Colombia carry empty suitcases around the block. So I think that's great. I just picture like your abuelita with like an empty suitcase walking around the block. Like I hope I can go somewhere this year. I think that's great. We love travel here at the Untranslatable podcast.
Is that like to represent like oh, this is like it's like all my potential possibilities, but it's empty because the year's just getting started, and I'm gonna fill it up with experiences and love.
I would imagine so. Yes, I would imagine so.
A suitcase.
All right. So now, Jared, if you want to banish some bad spirits, go ahead and go to Denmark because they greet the New Year. This is so crazy. They celebrate the New Year by throwing old plates and glasses against the doors.
See, now this, doors in I can houses. Get on board with this.
Yep, me too. I can just imagine like
going
to IKEA and just being like, right, going to IKEA and buying like a bunch of like plates and glasses.
Yeah,
for
like
dirt
a 60
cheap.
pack.
Right, next year we're going to be breaking these.
They have places in the US here. I've never been to them, but they do have places where you can like essentially just pay to smash glass and plates and cups and stuff. They put you in like a kind of a protective suit and give you like a wood bat or whatever, and they say, all right, until you're done, go crazy until you're done smashing stuff. And I can imagine that being very therapeutic. Same with throwing stuff, yeah. And I can also imagine that being like a therapeutic kind of refresh, where it's like I'm smashing I'm forget everything from last year. I'm starting fresh. Right. All right, give me some other ones. Right. I don't really have any traditions either, but I'm getting some ideas. And so far,
These are good ones.
It sounds like
I
I'm
hope you
gonna
smash some plates.
Sounds like I'm gonna get arrested on the road again, and potentially abroad on the road again, depending on where it is I'm going. By the way, I just got a new I just got my passport renewed, and I just got it back. Getting a fresh passport feels so good. I was excited for like a day and a half.
Right. 10 years, right? Isn't that how long it is?
Yeah, although I looked at that picture and I was like, 10 years, huh? Probably should have thought this one out a little bit better. Probably should not have been so afraid to be like, hey, could you take one more?
Right, no kidding.
But I don't want to be that guy, so I'm just like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Right. So my next one takes us to Finland, and I think there's actually quite a few different countries who do something similar, because I know in the Czech Republic we also do this. They also do this. Yeah, I'm not in the Czech Republic anymore. Anyways, in Finland, people predict the coming year by casting molten tin into a container of water and then interpreting the shape of metal. The shape the metal takes after hardening.
Yes.
A heart or ring means a wedding, while a ship predicts travel, and a pig declares there will be plenty of food.
Well, you really can't say we, because I believe you promised for our Instagram
I tried
people.
it, and I couldn't get it to work. Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Chad, where's the metal? Come on.
Yep.
Didn't work. I think that's and I was like, well, that's a bad sign for your future.
Right? No kidding. Well, 2019, I think, went okay, so
that's
it was
true.
okay.
That's
it worked out all right. Worked out all right.
You showed them.
Maybe that's because I would have had bad metal shapes, and it would have brought me bad luck, Jared.
Wow.
But since I
was protecting you.
There are no bad. That's right.
That's interesting.
So in Panama, Jared,
wow.
It is a tradition to burn effigies, muñecos is what they call them. So these could be television characters or political figures.
Television
effigies
characters
are meant to represent the old year. Yeah, so you burn basically paper characters in Panama to celebrate the new year. Okay, I have a couple more.
So if you're like a famous celebrity, is that like where it's like not an honor, but it's just like, oh wow, that you're really reaching celebrity status. It's not like, oh, we hate you. It doesn't directly mean we hate you.
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Because it seems like an aggressive move if you like the person.
Right. Reach out to our Panamanian listeners on Twitter, Jared, and find out. Maybe they can give us some insight.
Say that. We have had Panamanian listeners. Now, I'll say this. It's been a while. Come back, please. We need you, and we miss you, and we love you. But mostly, we need you. What's up with that burning thing? We need some more clarification on that.
We need to find out. That's true. So in Scotland, Jared, the first person who crosses the threshold of a home in New Year should carry a gift for luck. Scots also hold bonfire ceremonies where people parade. This sounds fascinating. Parade while swinging giant fireballs on poles, supposedly symbols of the sun.
But the good thing is the Scots probably aren't drinking while they do this.
They might be. You never know. You'll never know.
Slipping on gator
in the Philippines, Jared, you want to find round shapes all over the Philippines to represent coins which symbolize prosperity in the coming year. Many families display piles of fruit on their dining tables, and some eat exactly 12 round fruits, also grapes being the most common, at midnight. People also will wear polka dots for good luck. So round things in the Philippines represent like wealth and fortune and prosperity.
It's odd that this is the second country or culture where 12 is the sort of signifying number. Like that was the same with the grapes. Why 12?
Because
midnight.
Like,
well, I get that.
Midnight.
I get that. But it's just
No, I'm wrong. 12 months of the year. 12 months of the year.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Because I was like, I understand the 12 midnight thing, but that doesn't seem like, where's this real significance in it being specifically that time, But that makes more sense. Right. The 12 months of the year.
Right. Now, Jared, if you're going to celebrate your New Year's in some Central and South American countries like Brazil, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Venezuela, it is very important to pack some lucky underwear with you, Jared, for New Year's Eve. The most popular colors are red, thought to bring love in the new year, and yellow, which is thought to bring money.
My favorite underwear is black, or I could possibly swing a blue.
Don't know what those colors mean. Don't know what those colors mean, buddy. So who knows?
Okay. How do you feel about Times Square for New Year's as a tradition?
That's a big no for me. No for me. Too many people. I don't even know how the logistics work if you have to go to the bathroom.
You're not allowed to leave.
You're not?
I don't think so. And you also have to
that's a
get in
definite no
by
for
like
me.
5. I don't know how that works either. You just
Right.
I mean, there's probably porta potties, but
True.
you know, I don't get it either. But people
Yeah.
like that's a destination, you know. And I don't really understand that.
Me
So
either.
can I we talked about I want to talk about just some top resolutions in different countries real quick. So the US,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, obviously we all know one that's going to be in every list.
Losing weight.
Yeah, that's every
Losing weight. Yeah.
everyone's obsessed with vanity and I guess health, not really vanity. I don't want to make it a vanity thing. It's for your health. The U.S., some of the top ones, getting organized is number 2. Losing weight and eating healthier is number 1. Living life to the fullest, which is just generic. Learn a new hobby, save money and spend less, travel, read more. Brazil, lose weight's number 1. Eat or drink something new. Learn something new.
Oh, I like that one.
Save money,
Yep, that's
fall
a
in
good one.
love, get a better job, stop smoking. That's a big one outside of the U.S.
Right.
Get rid of debt, travel more, be more organized, read more. China, become more family oriented is number 1.
like
Get
that.
fit, lose weight is 2 and 3. Quit smoking, quit drinking 4 and 5. Control on spending and become debt free is 6 and 7. Learn something new is number 8. Japan, read more is number 1. Spend more time with family, number 2.
Good.
Lose weight, obviously, that's always going to be there. Save money, quit smoking. Smoking is big outside of, essentially most countries are big on smoking. But yeah, I found it interesting that this family thing was specifically a China-Japan thing, you know. But yeah, everyone's trying to do the same thing. In the words of Joanna Jenkins, ain't no color but the blues, you know?
It's true. That is true. Yeah. And I think a lot of these are really fantastic. I really like the try some new food or drink, learn something new, read more.
I like
These are all
learning.
fantastic.
Learning is one I like.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I think after recording this episode, Jared, I think I am going to try to write a couple goals for 2020.
Okay.
We'll see. I think it's important to write long-term goals, though, too. Like maybe I'll try to think of 1 or 2 short-term and 1 or 2 long-term.
I don't really have any 5-year goals, I feel like.
Gotta start thinking of some, Jared. Where are you and where are we going to be in 2025? It's coming
Where
up
are we
quicker
gonna
than we think. We're going to be on episode 1,500.
Probably.
Be fluent in like 8 languages.
We're so close.
Right. But yeah, I think there's a lot of really great New Year's traditions. Now, one last thing, though, I would like to mention before we talk about the song of the pod, Jared, is a couple, at least I thought this was interesting, a couple things that people do with foods. So we talked about grapes in Spain. Philippines, they have round fruits. Another country that I really like this is just before midnight on New Year's Eve in Japanese, they eat soba noodles. And so soba noodles in Japan have a lot of symbolism. The long noodle denotes the crossing from one year to the next. And the easy-to-nibble noodles signify a letting go of the past year's regrets, a cutting off, if you will, before the fresh start of that the new year brings. And another food that's very popular here in China, I don't know if it's really, well, I think it's during Chinese New Year, are dumplings. And dumplings here in China are to signify prosperity, good fortune, and I think that's really great as well. So yeah.
We have in the South they have like traditional New Year's meals and they signify different things. Like it involves black-eyed peas, I know, I believe cornbread and some other things too. But yeah. I'm not a real big tradition-y kind of person like that, but I think spending your New Year's with someone, a loved one, this is what I like, and also spending it, listen, I'm young, with a couple drinks, and also spending it in a home somewhere. It doesn't have to be alone or like just the two of us, but I'm no going to bars, no going to like clubs. Nah, because you're just gonna be standing up in a crowded space and it's no fun. But I do think that
I agree.
I do enjoy the spending it with someone, you know. Like it does seem like a good time to it's a reflection thing, and it's part of reflecting is reflecting on who is important to you, you know.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I couldn't agree more, buddy.
To me,
I am
also
a home person.
A tradition for at least me is that New Year's, at least in my older age, as I have some autonomy I have autonomy. I'm my own person.
Right.
God damn it. New Year's has always been like the friends' holiday when Christmas is the family holiday. So like I don't really spend New Year's with my family anymore.
That's fair. I spent the last New Year's with my family, and that was great.
That was kind of like the first holiday. Yeah, but you were also traveling with them in Europe, you know?
Correct.
That was also that was kind of like the first holiday, I feel like, where I was like, you know what? This is mine now, you know?
Right. That's fair.
Like I have not done that with Christmas or Thanksgiving.
And do what I want. True. Very true. Well,
Hey,
Jared,
let's talk about our song of the pod.
Let's do it.
Oh, damn, I always hate cutting off your segues because they're always so
You're good.
lovely.
You're good. So yeah, let's talk about the song of the pod, which is called Drive Safe by Rich Brian, formerly known, I don't know if you know this, Jared, but formerly known as Rich Chiga.
I did not know that, but I also could understand why he would decide to change that.
Yes. So he actually became viral with a song called Dat Stick, which, in my opinion, is straight fire. The remix also has Ghostface Killah on there, who's like a super legit rapper.
All right, I'll listen to that after.
So take that, give that a look. But this new album, well, I don't know if it's new, but this album that he has is just fantastic. There's a lot of great songs. Rich Brian, I believe, is originally from Indonesia. I think he's only like 17 or 18. But this song, Drive Safe, is just fantastic. It has some really like laid back vibes, some really great guitar work and orchestration. There's some strings.
He's a rapper, right?
Rapper, and I would call him. He can sing a little bit.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
On Drive Safe.
Well, that's what I'm asking because he's mostly known for being a rapper, but he's singing on this song.
Broadening his horizons.
He's 20 years old, by the way.
He's 20. Okay. Oh,
I like this song very much. I enjoyed it. I listened to it. You sent it to me, and I listened to it probably like 5 or 6 times. I don't always do that.
Tell our listeners more about it, though, Jared. Like, what did you like about the song? Because I like to hear your opinions.
Jeez. It gave me some vibes of Mac Miller's last album a little bit, you know?
Swimming, okay.
It also, I don't know. I like that, I don't know. Why do you always, I hate how you always put me on the spot like this. I don't know. I just liked it. I like you know, sometimes when you hear a rapper get vulnerable, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I think the vocal melodies are also really nice in the song. It pairs really well with the chord progressions behind it, and it's just a great song. It really is. And I think it talks about like caring about a loved one. And I feel like Drive Safe is, at least in Michigan, it's a very endearing thing that people say to one another. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Although it's been pretty chill so far, you know, which is good, I guess. Although I have winter tires and I really want to get out there and get crazy.
Take them for a spin. Do some donuts.
Yeah, see what those puppies can do. Drive like one of those people in an SUV going 80 down the freeway.
Oh,
and then you too will see me in a ditch.
Don't do that. I can't do this podcast without you, so definitely don't do that, Jared.
All right.
Let's talk about our words of the pod, though. So my Chinese word of the pod today is, let me give it one more listen because I always pronounce these tones wrong. Chuan Tong, and Chuan Tong means tradition. Figured since we were talking about a few different New Year's traditions, that would be a good word for today.
My Spanish word of the pod is autosuperación.
No idea what that means.
Self-improvement.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That is definitely a big aspect of the new year. Jared and I wouldn't say new year, new me, but new year improved me. I really do like that. New year improved me. I think
new
that's
year
pretty
better
good.
me. That's
so,
what
Jared,
I would say.
I decided today I'm going to bring you some corny some corny New Year's jokes. So here we go. We haven't done jokes for a couple episodes. I figured it was long overdue. So here we go, Jared. Where do you go to practice math on New Year's?
Where's that?
Times Square, baby.
Oh my gosh, yeah. How many people do I have to punch in the face to get out of here?
Right? Why do you need a jeweler on New Year's Eve, Jared?
Why's that?
To ring in the new year. And my last one for you, Jared. What did the farmer give his wife on New Year's?
Divorce papers.
Let's hope not. But he gave her hogs and kisses.
Oh, okay. That took a second.
Instead of hugs and kisses, hogs
I
and
see.
kisses. There
I
you
see
go.
what you did there. I see what you did there.
So there we go. There are a couple cheesy jokes, and we hope all of you will maybe integrate some of these new and fun traditions. Walk around your block with an empty suitcase. If you want some more travels for this year. Eat some round fruits, 12 of them, if you want to have a prosperous new year. Wear some red underwear if you're looking for love. Some yellow underwear if you're looking for some more fortune.
Yeah.
And I think, as Jared and I mentioned, take this time for 2020. I know it's cliche, but I think it's still worth mentioning. Take 2020 to be a new year and an improved or better you. We hope 2020 will also bring a new year and a new and better podcast for all of you. So we're looking forward to continuing the untranslatable journey. And for us to do that, please give us some 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. Check out our YouTube channel, Untranslatable Podcast, for the Song of the Pod playlist for artists from different countries, songs in different languages, and we know you'll really like it. There are some fantastic songs on there. So check it out. Also, feel free to take a look at our other social media platforms. Instagram for some pictures of my time in China and the shenanigans that Jared has been up to. Also, check us out on Twitter, Untranslatable1, and feel free to tweet at us. We'd be happy to share some of those tweets on the podcast. So, we hope you have a happy and healthy new year. Really enjoy yourself. And as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, Yakuyame, which is gracias, and shisha.